Good morning, my dear. Thank you.
Good morning. I've been here. Don't pay attention to Sagir. I've been here, and yes, I'm glad to be here. It's just planned that we start this in the second segment of the show.
So what do we call this Friday? I mean,
it's always a beautiful Friday.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. It's always a beautiful Friday, but not so much for drug abusers, drug traffickers, and those who deal in drugs. For drug abusers, the Senate has raised the maximum punishment for them from life imprisonment to death sentence. The proposal is through a planned legislation titled the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act Amendment Bill 2024, which passed the third reading at the Senate yesterday. The bill sought to review the penalties, update the list of dangerous drugs, strengthen the operations of the NDLEA, and also empower the agency to establish laboratories across the country. Section 11 of the current act, which prescribes that any person who, without lawful authority, imports, manufactures, produces, processes, plants, or grows the drugs popularly known as cocaine, LSD, heroin, and any other similar drugs shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to life imprisonment, was amended to reflect a stiffer death penalty. The bill was passed after the Senate considered the report of the Joint Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters presented by the chairman, Senator Tahir Monguno, Borno North. This morning, our discussion segment will be on the proposed death penalty for drug offenses by the Senate yesterday. What is your take? Our lines are open for your contribution, and of course, quick guide for the program, quick rules of engagement. Keep those conversations coming in. Please keep them short, precise, and to the point. There are so many persons trying to call to share their thoughts as well. And also, when calling, stay some few meters away from your TV set so it doesn't interfere with the conversation. Or if you would, you could just turn down the volume of your TV set to, enjoy the conversation. So we wait for those calls, those questions, those concerns, those comments, and those contributions on the program. Mardia, yes, so I was at the Senate yesterday when, the procession happened during plenary.
Exactly.
While quite a number of senators, including, the chief whip, Senator Ali Ndume, was quite emphatic. It's not just enough to have life imprisonment for these drug traffic offenders. The contentious clause there, clause 11, which provided for life imprisonment, he said he wants it strengthened, to be stepped up to instead a death sentence. And I saw the sort of argument and debate that generated, especially for the likes of Senator Adams Oshomole, who said if they were going to decide whether to do that or not, they would have to go to they would have to resort to individual votes. But then we have a caller now from outside Nigeria, the UK precisely. Good morning and welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My brother, my sister, how are you today?
Good morning. We're doing very well. We're doing very well indeed. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Oh, Mr. Ade from London.
Thank you for joining.
Glad of you to join us on the program. So what's your contribution on the discussion?
My contribution is that the penalty is most of that. They should not apply the penalty. They should rather rehabilitate them and find out the reason they are doing this.
Mr. Ade, if I get you right, Mr. Ade, they should rehabilitate drug traffickers. You understand that these guys are the reasons why some people, have become irreversibly committed to taking drugs. They become addicts because of this.
Okay, now, this. Somebody who took a gun or bomb and go to the mosque and kill everybody there, or Boko Haram. And when you arrest them, you say you rehabilitate them, they are repentant. You give them cash, you put them in a house, and you go and kill people again. Which one is worse?
Unfortunately, Mr. Ade, I think I would have to agree with you as well.
Because somebody does drug is a bad thing, but arrest them, punish them in another way, so they can repent. Rather than somebody who went and really took the life of people, innocent people, and you arrest them, send them to death, you say you are rehabilitated, they will go back again and keep people, and you give them white clothes, they will wear it, give them money. Nigeria, they are not serious in crime. So that payment for drugs is not the issue now. So I don't support the penalty for people. I support it for Boko Haram people who kill people when they are praying, when they are fasting, and just eliminate their life, and the rest they say you are doing them second or second is that. So this is our own contribution. I will enjoy your weekend.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Ade.
And
Mardia,
you too.
Mr. Ade, first caller on the program, brought a twist.
Exactly.
What's good for the goose has to be good for the gander. If you would propose rehabilitation to terrorists who claim to be repented, who say they've put down their arms and they want to be better citizens of the society, why not propose the same rehabilitation to traffickers of drugs?
A lot of people might pose some sort of argument on that, but I feel like, you know, some of our laws are archaic. They need to be repealed. They need to be extincted from whatever is happening in this terrain. It's not for us.
And this is the reason why we have a constitution amendment.
It was heartbreaking when we saw repentant Boko Haram members going back to raise police stations down and cut away with valuables in different security formations. It was really heartbreaking, and you know, it goes back to ask that what are we even doing in these rehabilitation centers where we have repentant Boko Haram go for rehabilitation? Maybe we just have to overhaul it and take a look at it.
Mardia, perhaps this shows that maybe the initiative itself to rehabilitate this Boko Haram,
let's take this
Boko
call
Haram
and then we get back
working.
to that.
Okay.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Daybreak.
Good morning.
Welcome.
This is Yusuf Adamu Ibrahim, calling from Zaria.
Thank you very much, Adamu Ibrahim. How is Zaria this morning?
Zaria, alhamdulillah, everything is fine.
Oh, thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
This proposal, I am in favor of this proposal.
Okay.
Because most of these atrocities that are happening in Nigeria today is because of due to drug abuse by our youth and other elderly people. If this sentence maybe is passed or this law is passed, maybe there will be deterrence from the activities of drug barons. And this drug issue now, it has become a cancer to our communities. You find out that youth that are vibrant falling into this trap of drug abuse. So I too will propose for such law to be implemented, because we need a strong law to make people to stop these drug activities. As it is said by some quarters that most of these drug barons are somehow connected to people in high position in Nigeria, or let's say maybe some of the people in high position, their children fall into these drug problems. So I think by doing that, it will serve as deterrent and it will bring sanity to our economy and to our society.
All right,
Thank
you. All the way from Zaria there. Thank you so much for your contribution on the program. So, my dear.
You know, it's a lot. There's a lot of argument, but one thing is very clear. Drug abuse is something that should not be tolerated in our society. Just like you mentioned in the beginning, some of these addicts have their lives, you know, thrown into the thin air, and they will never, ever
recover.
Even if they have to go into rehabilitation and out. It's just so much. Hello, good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Festus Adams.
Festus Adams, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Kaduna.
All right, Mr. Festus, go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, in as much as drug abuse and trading in drugs is bad, I think more important issues to deliberate on than these drugs.
What are some of these important issues, Mr. Festus? Oh, I really wanted Mr. Festus to tell us
actually
those issues
elaborate on
exactly,
that.
Exactly.
But we lost him. But you can be part of the conversation again. All you have to do is dial the number again. God willing, you will be connected to us live in the studio. But in the meantime, keep the conversations flowing. The rules of engagement still really does matter. We've had very good people who actually, abide by the rules this morning, definitely. And it's been lovely. Good morning and welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Good morning and welcome to the show.
Just when you said it. Just when you said it.
Okay. That's why people don't give compliments sometimes, But it's fine. What's your name? Please move away from your TV set, please. Okay, please, we have to let you go. Do the right thing and let's have a smooth conversation on the program this morning. All you have to do, move away from your device. And if it's fuzzy, I'm sorry, we just have to let you go. But the numbers are on the screen. You can send us a message on WhatsApp. You can call us live in the studio. Let's know what you think about Rep proposing a death sentence for drug traffickers in Nigeria.
So, Mardia, the procession on a Thursday, like I was explaining to you, ended up with Senator Adams Oshomole saying, look, we have to, we have to refer to individual votes, in order to get to the bottom of this, because they owe that to the people because they're making law. But then again, we have another caller. Good morning. Kolade from Ogun State.
All right.
Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
I think the death penalty for drug barons is a welcome development.
Why do you
say so?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Because the war itself is fighting battle against drug barons.
Go ahead, Salani, we can hear you.
Because some months ago, I was watching one of these international channels. I saw where a submarine was used to ferry hard drugs from South America, that to European countries. Even they are sophisticated as Europe, they are baffled. That how can this be taken over to Europe? So the world itself is waging war, is losing the battle against drug barons. I think Nigeria is not the first country to introduce death penalty. Indonesia said that other countries have introduced it. That's why we have That's why we have limited number of drug barons in these nations. So I think this is very welcome development. Because if you don't take this, that's the action. We should expect things worse to happen in the future. Our youth are taking to end to drug addiction. Even Nigeria as classified as it's no longer a chances, but not a consuming nation. So the future of our youth is in dilemma. I think this issue of death penalty is welcome. It's going to be established as deterrent to others who engage in this also attitude. So it's welcome development. I think not only introducing, but the judiciary should take the top action and accelerate the hearing and condemn the person to be killed immediately.
All right.
Tolani from Ogun State there. Thank you so much for your contributions on the conversation. So, Mardia, like you said, it's appropriate. This was also the position of the chief whip, the deputy chief whip, talking of Nwakocha Onyebonyin and Ali Ndume, respectively. In fact, Senator Onyebonyin went on later to reveal that that was the actual recommendation, for the amendment of that contentious clause 11, and they were surprised when the Joint Action Committee chairman, had presented the amendment bill, and then, it came to this.
Okay, let's take this call. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I think we have two callers on one phone. But please, let's just have a conversation quickly with you before you attend to that bundle of joy. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Move away from your TV set, please.
Let's have a conversation quickly.
My name is
Okay, so Mr. Monday, I'm sorry we had to let you go, but the line is fuzzy and we cannot continue with that conversation. Please attend to that little child and perhaps you can call us back again on the show. But there's a lot to talk about.
Of course, indeed, there's a lot to talk about.
And, you know,
the Joint Action Committee chairman was expected to present the amendment bill, and, you know, to the surprise, according to the Deputy Chief Whip, the clause 11, which was amended to carry a death sentence instead, you know, of the life imprisonment that was initially there, you know, was changed without their consent, according to him. So this adds to the already this adds to the controversy. We have another caller. Good morning, welcome to the program. What's your name?
Okay,
I have Beatrice from Bida.
Yes.
Welcome to the program. What's your contribution?
I'm here. Can someone hear me at all?
All right, Seth, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. We can hear you.
Good, perfect. My take on this. I'm grateful. This comes to my side of activities that we carried out in our daily activities, work that we do.
Okay.
I would like the government to checkmate the most of the what we call them PPMVs. Most of them sell those drugs. They hide it, and you will see some of the corners that they are there. You can hardly know about what they do or their operations. The only those people that you can say you will know about it is those who have they are used to them. They take those things. Like yesterday evening, I had a call from my brother that said NDLA come in that Chenchaga local government, and they search them. I don't think if we check very well, the young boys that are moving, you will see looking at them. Can government try to create a program that can help the youth, mostly those who take those drugs? There are many, mostly like Chenchaga local government. I can tell you that there are many in the local government of Chenchaga local government of Mina, Niger State.
Okay.
Government should try and create a program that can help the youth and let the youth understand what it means by taking those drugs. It takes your life or it destroys your whole life completely.
Okay. Mr. Beatrice, thank you
so much. I don't need to waste much of the time.
Thank you so much.
It's not a waste of time. We appreciate every minute you give to us on the show. And that's why we do not take you for granted. Thank you so much. And he'd mentioned something very, very important. And we've seen the activities of NDLEA over time. But this is a wake-up call. The rural areas where most of these drugs, the local ones, are grown, I think there need to be a lot of sensitization. He mentioned Chenchaga local government, which sounds like a tip-off for me, if the NDLEA are watching. And, you know, other local government, other suburbs in Abuja, in all over the country, I would say. There's no state that is safe from drug abuse. It's a menace that we're trying to control and mitigate here in the society. But if you think that death sentence can curb a menace of drug abuse in the society, let's hear from you this morning. And call the numbers on the screen. Remember, rules of engagement, move away from your TV set. If I hear my voice in the background, I'm sorry, it's fuzzy. We will just have to let you go.
Yes, so she's the law woman on the program. But then again, talking about the law, of course, it's when this bill is subsequently passed into law, you know, it's expected that it would also renew the fight against trafficking of illicit drugs.
Exactly.
I mean, the NDLEA, I would say, is already doing so much, obviously. Every Sunday you expect to see, you know, sort of an update on its activities. And, you know, Mr. Femi Babafemi has been a friend of the media, giving us those updates timely every Sunday, you know, as regards the activities of the NDLEA and its fight against, you know, drug traffickers and these criminals who operate the illegal trade of drug trafficking. But then, the bone of contention today is the passage for the third reading, of course, of the Act, the Amendment Act of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, you know, adding that additional sanction, that additional penalty of death for traffickers of illicit drugs. We have another caller on the program. definitely. Yes, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Mr. Rabi from Kano.
My name is Rabi Salisu.
From Kano. Thank you very much.
Katsina.
Okay.
How's Katsina this morning, Mr. Rabiu?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
So my take on this, I personally suggest that this drug offenders, there are some certain conditions which need to be arrived before this sentencing.
Okay. What are some of those conditions?
The Senate at least look at condition of the plight, especially of the youth nowadays, which are more vulnerable in our society for these drugs. If you look at the NDLEA under the leadership of Brigadier General Umar, has recorded a lot of success under him. In 10 months, he delivered 10,000 arrests, 1,000 convictions. So that is very wonderful. During his tenure, over 3 million assorted drugs and cash seized value over 120 billion. So it is very unprecedented. So this drugs, it has a negative impact in our society. This needs to be mitigated or curtailed completely. And the public enlightenment campaign and sensitization lectures should be done in everywhere to make sure to highlight the danger of these drugs among the youth.
Okay.
Because this banditry that is more common in our north central, northwest, and some parts of northeast where Boko Haram thrives. So it is associated with drugs. There are some other people that supply the drugs. That is why they are causing the depurative attack to some community to burn down houses, kill women, kill children. So all is the action of drugs. Because of the action of that drug. So under the leadership of this Brigadier Abu Marwa, NDLEA, they are doing great and wonderful. So there is
Mr. Rabi, it seems you've been blowing the horns of the NDLEA Chief Executive Officer so many times in a row.
Yes, I don't know if you're very impressed with him or, it's something that he did that raised the bar to you. And we appreciate your contribution this morning on the program. We're still taking calls. You can call in as well and make a contribution concerning House of Representatives, our rep members, asking that the death sentence should be the penalty for drug trafficking.
But then again, Mardia, there's the question of if this bill is subsequently assented to by the president and it becomes a law, the question of implementation comes in. Will the federal government implement the death sentence? The last I checked, about 3,000 inmates are currently on death row across different national correctional centers in the country. We're coming to that implementation talks. But let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Welcome to... Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
All right.
Yes, I'm calling from Benue State, precisely Otupo.
Benue State. Your name, sir?
Well, that's nice.
My name is Abdullahi.
All right.
I didn't get the name.
He said Daniel, right?
My name is Abdullahi.
Okay, Mr. Daniel. Otupo is quite a lovely place to be in.
I love Otupo.
So, what's the latest? And tell us your contribution.
Yes, when I watched the program, I was very so impressed on the program. And then I look at it, the death sentence passed. I think it will be very big stirring to all those drugs traffickers and all those drug dealers. Like in my society here now, more than 75% of people have been corrupt over the drug issues. They have initiated themselves into it, which is very too bad.
Okay.
So, what do we...
Yes, people like that. From all those youths, you just find them, the only thing they do best. They take themselves on all these drugs and some kind of thing, misbehaving around all these nonsense. So I think this death sentence will stand as a strong pillar to make them to be very scared of all these illicit drugs. But in the other sense of it too, our government are not trying. Because some of those boys, when you get them apprehended, before you know, you will see them around. If they do not have somebody behind them, I don't think they will just come like that. So government should look and take proper measures concerning that. And in the society we are living now, we are living in a society that so many people are diabolic. Before you know now, you see they will started fighting, causing the chaos. Before you know, you see a civilian fighting a uniformed person and the rest. And the whole case, you will just find out that in some time you will see the person again misbehaving. I don't think it's very good. But this death penalty, I think, is a very concrete move to reduce that qualities of all those people doing all those things.
All right, Mr. Daniel, all the way from Otukpo, thank you so much for your contribution, and we hope that the menace of drug abuse in every part of the country is reduced to the barest minimal before we start talking about death sentence for people who are culpable. At the end of the day, implementation is always a problem. We have very beautiful laws. We're talking to some legal practitioners and said we have every law that we need to make our country, you know, do the right things and live right. But implementation is always a problem.
And just so you know, there are countries across the world who indeed have an active punishment of death sentence for traffickers of drugs. Most
Saudi Arabia is one of them.
Okay, so we have another caller.
Honorable Idoko from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Thank you for joining us this morning. Honorable, are you there?
Well, Honorable is not there. Perhaps I could continue my point. I was talking about countries.
I am here. Good morning.
Okay, Honorable.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Yeah, the topic for today is very interesting. The topic for today,
Proceed.
yes, is about the life of Nigerians. It's about the lives of the youth. It's about the progress of this country.
Indeed, Honorable, if you would go to the point.
Deadly thing. Drugs is a deadly thing. We all know that. But
Honorable, we're getting interference from your TV set. If you turn down the volume of your TV set so it doesn't interfere with the conversation. And also, if you get to the point.
Are you clear now?
Yes, it's clear. Please proceed.
Okay. So, drug is a deadly thing. But the problem with Nigeria today, we are setting the cart before the horse.
Okay, how so, Honorable?
Because it is failure of the system. The youth the idle. The idle mind is there for shop. The youth are not engaged. The government is not doing anything to change the narratives of the lives of Nigerian youth.
All right.
Nigerian youth have no hope. Because the government is not giving them hope. There is no hope. There is no hope.
So, Mr. Idoko, you're proposing that the government should first of all provide job opportunities for the youth.
Yes, the government first of all tackle the issue of security. Secure Nigerians first.
All right.
Secure Nigerians first. Then you can talk of other things.
Okay.
You want to commit 15 trillion to build a road when Nigerians cannot go to their farm. And hunger is everywhere. If there were enough food and Nigerians are comfortable, all these things will not be happening.
All right,
we don't really need everybody to be doing government work. We can do farming work and still subdue. So let the government do the proper thing. There's security in this country.
All right, Mr.
It is bothering everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Idoko. Mr. Idoko, security comes first.
Security comes first. And a lot of people are pushing for that. But I just want to put this out there, since we're talking about drug abuse, in case you do not understand the weight of this. If they propose death sentence, you in that street, in that your corner, in that suburb, and you're selling Indian hemp to the young people, you're not exempted from this death sentence. It's not all about quantity at this moment. If you're caught with even a minute amount of anything that has to do with hard drugs, you are included.
And you're trading in it.
In this law. Okay, so we have a first lady calling us, and I am thrilled to introduce Choma here in Abuja. Thank you so much, Choma, for joining.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. Your voice is a breath of fresh air. It's good to have you. Go on with your point, please. Go ahead.
All right.
My take on this is the Senate proposing a death sentence for drug offenders. I don't think it's the right thing to do because there are so many people in the prisons on death row. How many states have signed that? How many state governors have actually, executed those on death row? So I think it's just going to bombard the prisons and then have people there on death sentence for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. And then what happens? The prisons are oversaturated, and then you have news of people breaking and, escaping the prison because they're not even well maintained, So I think this is just a stunt. What we should be doing, our customs, the NDLEA, before those drugs cross the border or circulate in the streets of Abuja or anywhere around the country, the job of the customs is to check.
Right.
Because these drugs are not even supplied with the drone. You don't drop them with drones, They pass through checks, they pass through the police, they pass through, so many checks on the road. So giving this death sentence, I just think is a stunt and nobody's going to be scared of it. Because we have, over the years, state governments have nobody has, actually signed and said, oh, this person should be put to death. So I think it's the job of our border control, customs, policemen. And then I watched a documentary on your TV show where, there was an interview in one of the IDP camps around here in Abuja.
Yes.
And then where these people are. I don't think I'm the only one who watched that documentary.
A lot of people did, actually.
The essence of news is to get information out there so the right authorities can do these things they are supposed to do. So if you're doing a documentary on that, knowing that, these people exist in so and so places in Abuja, then our law enforcement agencies should do their jobs. Thank you.
Shoma is actually following Trust Television. What have you, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is the part where I ask you, where have you been all my life? All your life.
Okay. But
all right,
then again,
it was good to have a woman, call
it was,
and she made an
with such excellent
beautiful
submissions.
point.
Indeed. But unfortunately, we cannot continue because we've come to the end of Daybreak Interactive. I hate to be that guy, but then again, the show has to go on. Up next, of course, is the discussion segment of the program. What is happening in River State? That's the question we'll be asking as we bring you the answers. Join us again.